You've been giving autographs for now maybe felt like 12 hours. Do you think you were able to write anything else besides your name that day?
Oh yeah, I think my record for the longest signing session was about 7.5 hours. So today we've only been at it for about 2 hours, so it's not so bad.
How is it to be so close to your fans?
It's really essential, I think, to what I do and what other artists do. Is it's very important for us to get out of our studios and to actually meet the people who seem to enjoy the work that we do. Otherwise we're just sort of doing this work and putting it out there, and we don't have a sense for whether anyone really enjoys it or not. I mean, you can read sales figures and tell whether you're doing well and if your books are selling, but there's something about having that personal reaction from people. It's a lot like actors. I think when film actors do a movie, they don't always get to experience the audience reaction like a stage actor would. So when somebody does live theater, they get that immediate reaction from the crowd. And this is sort of a little bit like that. It's the ability to go out and get, just a personal connection to the people who read your material.
We had a competition on the book fair. Springfield is everywhere. Yeah. Have you found Springfield anywhere here on the book fair?
Well, definitely here at the Panini booth. There's a lot of Springfield here. But I think Springfield is sort of a state of mind now. I think the Simpsons are so ingrained in the culture, not only the culture of the United States, but also the world. And, I've traveled to several different countries, and I'm amazed that the Simpsons and Springfield, the characters of Springfield resonate with people wherever I go. I haven't really found a place yet where they didn't sort of embrace the characters of Springfield. So I think it is everywhere.
Which is the character who's maybe the most similar to you?
The most similar to me? Sometimes I think it's Homer, or my wife does. My wife thinks it's Homer. But sometimes I think Ned Flanders, because I think I try really hard to please everyone, and I try to be a really nice guy and not be selfish. And maybe sometimes I'm a little bit annoying because of that. But I don't know. There's many different characters in my personality. Now I'm going to take that back. It's a little bit Ned Flanders, but I think it's a whole lot of Bart, because I really do have a mischievous side and a very childlike side. I mean, a lot of my personality from when I was a young boy is still with me, and so I really identify with Bart. And the fact that he's a good kid, it's just that he likes to do things that sometimes get him into trouble.
Where do your ideas come from? Do you have maybe some people around formerly known as friends who now avoid to talk to you because they found themselves on The Simpsons?
No, I have actually put incidents from my life and things that have happened to people that I know into the stories that I write, but people seem to appreciate it. They don't take offense, and I think they're more flattered than anything that to see themselves in the story. I haven't had anybody get angry with me about it.
What's your personal book tip? What are you reading personally, besides of maybe Simpsons?
That's a good question. Lately I haven't been reading anything because I've been working on a painting, and it's just been consuming all of my off hours. But I did read the book that I read most recently is Michael Chabon's The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay, and highly recommend that. And he's got a new book out that I haven't read yet, but I'm looking forward to it. And I think it's I forget the exact name, but it has the name Yiddish Policeman in the title. I'll have to look that up, but Yeah, anyway, he's one of my favorite writers. I always enjoy Stephen King books when I can read them, but haven't really read one recently. I know there's a book that I'm not thinking of that I've been reading recently, so maybe I'll come back to that.
Right, it will be the last question. I hope you're not getting angry with me. Did you ever thought of maybe putting your hair for one day into yellow, so maybe become a bit nearer to Bart Simpson, because it's a bit like Bart. It's not that high, but it looks a bit the same. Did you ever try that or thought about that?
Never, not even once. I thought about. I think when I was younger, I was a big fan of David Bowie, and so I did try to get my hair to kind of spike up and shock out, and it just didn't work. I tried to dye it different colors, and nothing really seemed to work. I think it's really more like Apu than Bart. Don't you think? Because it's kind of like high, and I would say it's closer to Apu. More and more it's getting like Homer, especially in the back, so I got to be careful. Hopefully it won't ever get that far.
Or Marge.
Or no, we don't want that. That wouldn't be good for anyone. No.